I think there's a lot of confusion about what it means, to be quite honest. I think it's been interpreted, when Macpherson used it, as basically institutional means officers are racist across the board. And
not just bad apples, as the other phrase.
There's a problem with basically all officers. I'm not sure that's true. I think there are too many definitions around institutional. Having said that, of course, the Met has got a problem, without a doubt. I do feel sorry for Met officers at the moment who are going out on response at the sharp end, who are having to perform their duties with this hanging over them. I think it's important to realise, despite the damning contents of the report, is that the overwhelming majority of officers, in the next 24 hours in London, there will be some remarkable acts of bravery, kindness and compassion carried out, as there always are. That seems to be getting lost at the moment. The image now, when you look at the first part of the report, there's lots of condemnation about the organisation and so on. And you could see officers on social media, serving officers, applauding that. Since 2010, it has been a shambles. When you go on to the second part of the report, you've got officers really holding their heads in despair.
Right. OK, well, let's park that term institutional then and look at what Sir Mark wanted in its place, systemic. Does that still indicate that there's got to be some reorganisation of a pretty drastic nature? Bearing in mind, Suella Braverman said these problems could take years to address. I mean, Sir Mark's not got that long, has he, to sort this out?
Well, he's certainly got a challenge, without a doubt. I think the problem within the Met is that because of training, vetting, recruitment are all issues. But you've got groups, knots of officers. It's a bit like the school bullies. They tend to congregate together, don't they, and form a group that is basically antisocial and becomes a problem. I think that's what we have in the Met. Remember, over 10 years, we've had 60,000 Met police officers and staff working for the people of London. There are not 60,000 bad apples.
So do you believe, then, that the attempts which Sir Mark has indicated, and I think 30 to 40 cases coming through at the moment, he said, if that is pushed forward, that will actually bring the culture back round then, removing the so-called bad apples, rather than thinking that the whole system is broken?
I think so. I think that's what most serving officers want. Right. They want the bad apples, the lazy, the corrupt, the ones who are misogynistic, the ones who are racist. They want them out. Having said that, there's a lot of disappointment about the second half of the report, where the Baroness Casey, talks about over-policing of the black community, violence towards, when arrests are being made. There's no real mention there of 400 weapons a month being taken off the street by stop and search, of the terrible consequences of knife crime within certain areas of London. Which we
report on, of course, week by week.
And which police officers have to tackle. If police officers take a step back, as they could do, from, say, stop and search, we're going to be in real trouble in parts of London.
Well, last question on this. Do you think the fact that there is so much public attention on it, the focus is on the Met now, and these things are being put out into the public arena, would that encourage more officers to come forward and report on wrongdoing and things not being done in the right way?
I think so. I think it will encourage them. But on the other hand, I think it has to be borne in mind that the majority of officers don't like the rogues, don't like racist officers, and really do, despite the chaos in the organisation of the Met on a daily basis, time and time again, and the next 24 hours, they will be doing some fantastic life-saving work, which never really gets picked up by the media.